So in this video, I'm gonna show you guys how I managed to actually get a store from 0 to 1k per day within just 6 days of using this strategy that we teach in Ecom Revolution. And this is one of the stores that we are running, and we are running currently 15 stores, and we have like 5 to 6 stores that are generating results like this. So as you can see, in my Shopify dashboard, we started this store around the 29th of March. I kind of like put the dashboard from like 26th of March, so you know that it's actually like a pretty new store. And in fact, I'm gonna just like go through my dashboard all the way from March to April. So you can see like March, we didn't have any sales up until around the 29th. We made about 126, and then after the 3rd of April, we did about $1,052.96. And ever since then, we have been doing around like 600 to like 1.2k a day in sales pretty consistently, with a constant net margin of about 25%. So we are pretty much like profitable almost every single day, and it's kind of like running on autopilot right now with the strategy we teach. And this is literally just one store, which have made us around like 4 to 5k net profit in the month of March. And then we obviously have like say like 4 to 5 other stores like this. So let's get right into the video, and I want to explain like how this strategy actually works and how you as a beginner can actually start and get potentially good results like this. But I want to give a disclaimer first before we actually get right into it. Results like this are not typical. Obviously, most of the stores that we launch, we don't get like instantly like 1k per day within 6 days. But if you do this for a while and you follow the strategy that we teach, you can actually get results like this. And we even have like students inside Ecom Revolution that is getting that's making like similar results like this after like 1 or 2 months of executing. And it just really depends on how many stores you can test and how whether or not you give up or not, basically. So let's get right into the case study. All right, so the overarching strategy in terms of like how I actually do it is we focus on fashion dropshipping with Facebook ads and Pinterest ads. But for this video, I'm gonna really focus on Facebook ads, because for this particular store, we are only running Facebook ads. So why choose Facebook ads? Number one, it's super easy to get started. It's like an extremely like low barrier of entry for beginners. And number two, if you have like a proven strategy, you can get consistent and repeatable sales pretty on a very nice like month-to-month basis. And the issue with like other platforms such as like Google ads or like even like TikTok ads is, number one, for Google, it's extremely hard to get started. It takes really long. I know this because I've done Google ads myself. I've scaled the store to over 7 figures a year with Google ads. And I know that for most beginners, it's just not the most practical way to get started in your dropshipping journey, especially if you're on a tight budget. And number two, for this particular strategy that we teach, it's a very it's kind of like a cheap strategy, meaning you don't really need a lot of money to actually get started. And for many beginners, I actually just tell them like 1 to 2k most of the time. You can actually get started with this strategy, and you can even get it to work. Number two, why fashion? The reason why I choose fashion is because with this particular strategy that we use, it's very easy to find products to sell. And with fashion, you have like a bunch of different items that you can basically sell. And what I noticed is also the conversions are much more easily to get. With fashion in general, I think it's easier to get it's easier to find like winning products. And although you've got to deal with like obviously the returns, the sizing issues, but in general, you can still make a pretty good like income from just focusing on fashion. Okay, in terms of like picking market, how this actually works is, number one, we want to find a market which is relatively untapped. So for this particular store, I won't exactly expose which market I'm selling in, because obviously we're still selling that. I don't want more competition for myself. But you generally want to look for untapped markets with less ad saturation. So meaning like, for example, in the EU, right, or in the Latin America, there's like so many stores like, Brazil or like, Spain, although I don't really have much success in Spain, France, Germany, all these are different countries. And what you want to do is basically you want to find a market, like for example, like Germany. And then you just want to create a store focusing just on Germany, meaning your stores is going to be in the German language. You're going to be selling in euros, and you're going to be just basically catering to the German crowd, instead of like focusing your attention on like, having, selling in English, selling to like worldwide countries, because your conversion rates are going to be so much lower. And if you focus with that's just like a hyper-focused localized market, such as selling just in Germany, conversion rates are going to be higher, and you're going to be able to make this work, this strategy. And basically you just want to stack as many stores like this. And like I shared earlier, currently we have 15 stores that is doing like this with Facebook ads. And to give you a bit of like a brief breakdown of what we're going to go through is, I'm going to talk about the strategy, and later on I'm also going to go into my ad account to show you how you can actually start running the ads, and basically how I actually did it, and how I was able to get to like 1k per day within just like 6 days of launching this brand new store. So the next thing that we're going to be talking about is product research, because product research is extremely important in making this strategy work. So I'm just gonna, for this particular example, we're gonna focus on the Italy market. And I want to show you a little bit of like how I actually find products. Okay, so for this particular store we have like Valenza Milano, and you can see they're only running like six advertisements over here, so it's not like really honestly it's not very ideal. If you click on shop now, let's see what they have. So these particular sneakers I've already tested and launched in my store. So for example, right, you wanna how you wanna find products is you just wanna look at whatever products is getting lots of spam on the particular competitor that you are stalking, right? So of course, first off, you have to create like a competitor list. All of this I actually teach in my product research videos, which you can look at in the link in the description, which I'm gonna add this into the video. So what you're gonna do is basically, right, you just see whichever products they have been getting a lot of spam. For example, this is one of the products. So this is the product that we're gonna add into our store, right? And if you look at the video, it's a very simple video ad with like some AI voice narration. So probably I'm not gonna use the same video ad because obviously this is in Italian language, and if you're selling, for example, in German, you're not gonna be using an Italian language ad for your for advertisement. But this is a product that you can launch because you know that in the past, I think like 8 days or 7 days since they actually launched this product, they spent about $305 on this advertisement, and we know that this is they are pretty much like doing well with it. And if you want to know the tool which you can use to see like how much advertisement they have spent on their particular ad, you just need to download this. Just need to add this Chrome extension tool called Ad Library Cloud into your Chrome extension, and you can be able to do it. And obviously we have other stores here. This guy Givelli, they are like a fashion dropshipping store as well. These guys are doing exceptionally well. I think their store is doing like 50 to 100k a month. You can see, you know, they have many ads. They are still running from like March, November last year, February this year, August last year even. So these are ads that they have been, just letting it run. And one thing that's really beautiful about fashion, especially if you have a lot of products in the store, like what this guy is doing and what we teach in Ecom Revolution, you can basically just let like all these ads run at a low budget. Like say, maybe they spend about $10 to $20 per day. But then you can run it for like literally like 6 months. Some of these ads, they're almost running up for like 8 to 10 months, right? Since August. So it just like generates profit even though it's like at a low budget, you can keep like doing that. So what I want to do is basically I want to look at recent ads that they have been started spending quite a bit. But you can see a lot of these ads they are running actually are old advertisements, right? Since August. This has been March and this is January. So what they're doing is they're just stacking like a bunch of small winners, which is also what we teach in Ecom Revolution, right? So these guys, they are kind of like using the same strategy that we're teaching. So let's look at them again. So most of the products that they've launched, okay, for example, like this one product, they launched on the 21st of April. Currently, they spend about 174. Honestly, I would also add this product into my list, and this is a product that also I have tested before in the past. And the funny thing about dropshipping is literally everyone is selling the same product, but for some reason, everyone is still making money with it. So for this product as well, I would also add this into my list and actually test it. It looks like a pretty nice, it looks like a pretty nice camo shirt. And also one thing that you gotta consider is the season that you're currently selling in. Like for example, if we use Germany as an example, I believe right now they are in the spring season. So you're gonna look for clothes that are like more geared towards this kind of shirt I think will work well. Cause like after spring I believe it's summer. So like long t-shirts or even like dresses and even blouses are working really well for me right now. So you basically just find like a bunch of products like this one as well. They just launched recently, they spent about $120. And the thing is, you don't really need to be so hyper focused on like making sure that every single product is perfect, because with our strategy we are focusing on high volume approach, meaning that you want to launch many products into Facebook, and for each of these products they're probably not gonna be spending a lot, but then they may only be spending like say like $5 or $10 per day for this one particular advertisement, and this product can make you like maybe like $500 to $600 over a span of like 2 to 3 months. But the thing is, we are launching 10 products every single day. So by focusing on a large volume and letting each product run at a low budget, you'll be able to, scale your store. And just like scaling horizontally, you can get to like 100k a month, even 200k a month, which is kind of like close and similar to the numbers that I'm doing right now. So that's it with the product research. The next thing that I want to talk a little bit about is in terms of like creating the creatives. And this is also really simple. Personally for me, what I do is every single product that we launch, say for example, if we are selling this product, I would normally find like whatever winning ad that they have. And to be honest, I would just use the same one, like this one, right? This particular carousel ad. And I think there's like no issue with that because most of the time, all these images, they are, as long as they're not copyrighted, that means they are like images from like AliExpress, images from these different platforms that they are selling from like these Chinese suppliers. You know that they are not the original owner of the creative, so I don't think it's like against the law to actually use it. So, but I'm not a lawyer though. Don't quote me on that. This is just I'm speaking just from my experience and what I'm doing for myself. So yeah, like I'll use like the similar image on AliExpress on whatever they are using, and then the only thing is if you notice if they have like like a brand logo or something, obviously don't use those. Or if it's something that if the photo is being taken by like a model or something, all this I know is like AI. So yeah, you don't want to use those as well. You don't want to get into get a chance of like being into legal action and stuff. First kind of image is like the winning ad. For example, they have like carousel. Then the second one you could use like a static image ad, just like literally just the product image, something like this. And then the third kind of creatives that I always use for all my product that we test is AI video ads. So I would like take like an image like this, for example, and go into my Hicksville account, and actually my creative director does it for me, and he will actually produce an AI video ad for whatever product that we have. So we create like a unique custom AI video ad for our fashion products that we sell, and they also work really well. So you have like one carousel ad, like one static image ad, and one AI video ad. That's typically like the format that I used whenever I launch whenever I launch a product, right? So static image ad, just kind of like ignore the text here. This says a clean product shot with bold text overlay. You don't need any bold text overlay. This I literally made this slice through AI. So like a static image basically just means like like an image ad, maybe not a static image, just like a literally like an image of the product. Carousel ad, and yeah, like an AI video ad. And if you want to learn more about how I actually make AI videos, I also made a tutorial where I actually go dive deep about how I use the how the prompts that I use to make like really high converting AI video ads. And right now, I actually want to go into my Facebook ad account to show you exactly how we launch our ads and also kind of results that we get. So you can see, right now overall in the store we spend about $5,000, and $18, maybe like about 237 purchases and 3.58 in return on advertising spend, which to me is like really really good. We started running this this account on the 29th March of 2026. So in the first week, what we did was basically we started at $50 per day, and let's just actually go on the first day, which is 29 March. So the first day, I started at $50 per day. Facebook overspend. We spent about $71, and we started with about, let me see, we can't see the ads because I deleted most of the ads are not running anymore. It's already a month ago. So we made about 1.77 return, and then I just basically let it run. On the second day, it was really good. Spent about $63 and then 3.53 in return on advertising spend. And then on the third day, it was like really good as well. I think that's when I increased my budget. We spent about $41, and then we made back about 3 sales, about 8.42 in return. So that was when I knew that, okay, you know what, it's working. Obviously, I want to scale it. I think I doubled the budget, and then I think it didn't do good so well. Let's see the 2nd April. Yeah, then the 2nd April, that's when things really started to click. I think that's also when we hit our first 1K day, if I'm not wrong. Oh no, wasn't the 2nd April. I think it was the 5th April. And then we spent about $116. We made back about 4.58 in return. See if any of the ads are here. Some of the ads are here. And then on the, let's see, I think it was on the 6th of April. That's when we did our first 1K day. Let's have a look. No, it wasn't here. I think it was like on the 4th, maybe. On the 4th of April, we definitely did about 1K in revenue, because Facebook also tend to underreport. So I'm pretty sure our return on advertising spend was a bit higher, probably like 7 or 8. So the way that we started was, you can see, we started with $3 per day. And we started with 10 products on our store with 3 advertisements per product. So we started with 30 advertisements, and then every single day we will literally just add like 30 new advertisements into the campaign, with the same creative strategy that I was explaining, the same product research strategy I was explaining, and we literally just do this every single day. Just do product research, add those products, and I have a team that helps me to basically launch the ads and basically help me to launch the products into my store. And then the campaign on the overall level, as a whole, started performing, and then you just start to scale. You just increase the budget to $100 per day, and ever since then I think it was just like, it was just profitable. And what I did was, after that $100 per day, I noticed that when I tried to scale to $200 per day, it didn't work as well. So I just like say like, you know what, I'm just gonna let this campaign run at $100 per day and just let it collect profits. And then I launched a second campaign, started at about $50 per day as well, and I did the same, right? So I let it run for a while, continue adding ads every single day in the second campaign. Literally, just adding new ads in the campaign until it started working. And once it started working, I tried to scale to $100 per day. And then recently at $100 per day, the results started to like drop a little bit. So I put it back to $50 per day. And then once it's profitable, we've kind of found the sweet spot, which is about like $100 per day at a point of time. I tried to scale to $200 per day as well, and it didn't work. So I just put it back to $100 per day, and I created a third campaign, right? And then I just basically repeat the same process. But you can see for this one, I started at $25 per day, and right now the campaign is still overall unprofitable. We spent it has been like I think like a week since we ran this, and it hasn't been profitable, which is fine. So we are just adding 30 ads every single day into this new campaign, and the other two we're just literally letting it run on autopilot and letting it collect profits. And I'm not even touching these two other campaigns, right? So now that we have like these two campaigns that's profitable, I'm literally just focusing on the third campaign and making it work profitably. And I literally do this across 15 stores, so you can see the power of this strategy, right? And this is just one of the stores we have. This is not even the best store, to be honest. We have like another store that's doing like way better than this one. And if you repeat this process enough times, you can hit 1k days, 2k profit days. And we actually had like our 2k profit day yet on a Sunday, which I was really happy about. So you just keep doing this, and and shit, this actually works. And if you guys want to actually learn more about how I actually do this in depth, you can actually join Ecom Revolution. So Ecom Revolution is a coaching program that me and my previously my mentor, we created a program to help beginners go from zero to basically becoming financially free with dropshipping. You'll learn the exact strategies that we are using ourselves to be consistently hitting 100 to 600k a month in sales. And we have like a bunch of value inside. We have like a lot of we have like students who are already making profits, even though we have like we are a very small group. So I'm kind of proud of that. And if you are new to my YouTube channel as well, you can hit the subscribe button if you want to watch more videos like this. And if you want to connect with me, you can message me on Instagram at gary.lwq. And I'll see you in the next video.